Wait, man. You ain't like and subscribe yet? Take time, take time. Go ahead and do that for me.
Yo, bloggers on no, this your boy to far right for the people in the back, to far right for the people in the back, not to far E. Why am I so hyped? You know why? Because it's episode 1 of season 2, first episode. We back. We took a hiatus from the Sunday vibe, the Sunday posting. Technically, it's not Sunday right now, but we are here. Thank you for coming through the podcast and expect to have a good time, man.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Such a wonderful day in the neighborhood. I don't mess up this song. It's a remix, but I don't know what time it is, man. It's the one and only, the luxurious, the beard looking real scrumptious. So I think my skin glowing. And we got some new merch. We're gonna get into what's been going on with Come To coming soon. But it's your boy, the one, the only, Mr. Deshaun Webman, and we are back again.
These man hype for season 2. Let's take a little sip.
I missed anything in my
I
cup,
was a bit
right?
parched. Well, I don't know the vibes. It's me, Brian. And keep it simple. Like us ready to get back into the groove of season 2. Let we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As y'all can see, I ain't my pink. I just wanted to pay my respects because y'all are aware. If y'all not, for the people listening, October is breast cancer awareness. So got my pink. Take a sip.
I get my pink
But yeah,
spirit.
just wanted to pay my respects for one for those who did not make it against the fight, that those who have passed on, and of course those who still in that battle and those who have fought that battle and won. Breast cancer is one of those things that it's once caught early, it's pretty easy. It's a very common procedure to be dealt with, but it's just important to keep on it, just keep getting your checkups. Hey, have your man feel up your breast, go to the doctor. You just want to keep on it because as simple as it is to correct, to rectify, it's also extremely serious if it's not caught on time. So it's just one of those things.
Facts. As you know, I always keep my eyes on my wrists. Be strong and fight on. My mother is a breast cancer survivor. The fight is an ongoing thing. You gotta stay with the constant checkups. Get checked when you reach that age, ladies. Get that mammogram, do those self checks. It helps. Especially if you catch it early. So much respect to those who carrying on the fight, those we lost to the fight, and those who go through the challenges of thinking about if they have to go through that fight.
And if you have a story to share about your journey, that a story that may help others come go through their journey, please reach out to the team, man. Let's get you on board so we could hear a little bit more, get some more insight. Hopefully, you could help influence somebody to stay with the fight or influence people to get ahead of it and be proactive so that these things don't affect as much of us.
Yeah, you never know how impactful your story or anyone's story could be for somebody else. So that's why we do encourage you to come and share your story. But as y'all heard, this is season 2. I want to take the time to reflect because we had like what, season 1 had like 26
I
episodes
think
if I'm not
26.
mistaken, something
Yeah.
around that number.
Something
A
around
good
there.
bit. We've been moving. So how has it been for y'all, brothers? How has it felt? How has Patton felt? Y'all already tired of it? Y'all ready to keep going? How were y'all mind at?
I would say, for one, shout out to all the come true alumni who have came true and check out the vibes and share some positive words song. It's definitely been an experience in terms of like learning. We've had a bunch of different characters, a bunch of different professionals in different spaces being able to come on and share their story, share tips and trips from mental health personnel to content creators to artists. Just different people have graced the stage, fortunately for us. And we have been able, at least I've been able to learn so much about different industries. And with that, I'm looking forward to learn about so much industries coming forward. In terms of pattern, it's been an experience for those who checking it out now. Obviously, we're in a new platform, so one of those experiences was just testing out different platforms, seeing what's work, being able to think of different ideas to come fresh and new. Man, that's the biggest thing. Being able to do something different come with our own style, our own flavor, and deliver some quality pods, some quality conversations to the people.
Ryan, anything, any takeaways from your season 1?
Dude, I love the fame. That's kidding. Nah, man. It been my biggest takeaway, is just the growth in the community that I feel like come through gardening, man. Like, to people just willing to open up and share their stories, like before you think people wouldn't be so willing to talk to a stranger, but it's like when they get something to say or something that they feel like they're passionate about, they just want a platform, and the fact that we could give them that space to have these engaging conversations with us, like, and the topics range from far, high and low, wide and small. It shows the diversity of this group that we made here, me, you, and Web. It's like we able to hold any kind of conversation in any space, and it's also a growing thing. Like you learn something new every day. You could correct a mistake from what you heard. You could become a fan, or from somebody new. So it's just about the growth. Like, I appreciate the growth, the community that we garnering, and it's cool, people be like, I hear I talk about this on the pod. And I'm like, you following the pod? I vibe with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? This man really luxurious. I'd be like, yeah, that man really luxurious. What? It's far. I always been calling this my fiery. Nah, put some respect. Rastafari. You know what I'm saying? So them little things, as well as the big things, like larger people in the community, from senators, politicians, bankers, homeowners reaching out, the younger generation, people our age. So it's good that we could offer, that sense of community, and I always vibe with the fellas. So yeah, season 2 gonna be lit. Trust.
And I'm just so happy that we went in the direction of more general, like a more general life pod, as opposed to like very specific niches, because that would have limit us to the types of guests we brought on and things like that. I also want to the logo, man. Web
my
gave me
God.
clutch
Let me
because
zoom in for
I
these
don't know
men.
if you saw the original logo brand, not the one on Facebook, the preschool coloring
I
book.
know.
Hey, we
holding
got
hands
put that
like
on screen. We
rock.
got put that on screen.
Oh my gosh! When I had that, I thought I was killing the game. I was like, oh gosh, this logo dope. But goddamn, I'm so happy that this logo came out, because now it is beautiful. Anybody that's
They needed
interested
me,
in
guys.
merch
They
in the
needed
future,
me.
it is going to
That
be coming out
pantry.
at some point. But yeah, that this is a beautiful logo. And for anybody that's
Honestly.
interested, anybody that is potting, originally we were using Riverside. If anybody's interested in trying to use that platform, right now we're using StreamYard, just to put that out there for y'all. For anybody that is interested in testing out different things, or starting up, just wanted to put that out there. But for me, with potting, of course, with all the guests, all the conversations we had, you do get personal growth, but it also puts a microscope, especially since I edit videos, and listening to mannerisms in how everybody else speak, but how I speak as well. I realized I had to say a bunch of double words, and if and yeah, so it'll be funny to hear those different things, and then be mindful to try to change that. Like, we had guests in the past, some of the filler words, some of the things, it's like, woo, my gosh. Like it
We
could
are
be
human.
it could be pretty rough. I mean, we are. So, but it is important for everybody to identify what their filler words are and to work on it. Yeah, that time my mother, she was listening to, I think, a senator talk. I think it was for campaigning, maybe a few years back. She literally count how much time this man said, like, and after the speech he gave, she went to him and she was like, you said like 470 times, right?
That's crazy.
In that one 5-minute speech you just taught, something like that. And he was like, wow, I didn't. So just want to put out there for everybody else. Listen to your self-talk and try to identify it, because people hear it, and then the more you use them filler words, it'll start to become like you're no longer listening to what a person's saying. You're listening to when they're going to use that word again, and it becomes a distraction. So I want to put that out there. All right.
Since we did tips and tricks, man, tips and tricks, any advice that you guys think we should give out for people who trying to start a podcast, who people who interested in what would you say is some tips and tricks to doing this thing that we've been doing for 20 something episodes now?
First tip, just start. Just do it. Start getting content out there. You don't have to be perfect. Honestly, that chase for perfection is what caused the delay in me starting on podcast by myself and what created this. In that case, it was good. But just start it. Just start it, because as you progress, as you move forward, you're going to get better and better and better. Be consistent. Take your feedback with a grain of salt. Don't necessarily get in your feelings over things, because at the end of the day, all you could do is improve once you keep going. So just start. That would be my first advice for anybody trying to start up.
Yeah, I just add another Lego block and fire statement, like going along with just starting. Like, is a consistency, because just like Farah said, like as you put on that content, you gonna find out what kind of content creator you want to be. Not just specifically if for pattern, but just putting out content. You're gonna be like, okay, this ain't really what working for me. You may start off mimicking somebody's style. Mimicry is not bad, and then you may find your own, your own rhythm, your own space. But that comes from actually starting and getting that consistency and just testing out different things. Don't latch on to one thing. Like us, we had like a focal point, and then we narrow it and narrow it, and then we realize that wait, we got this narrow, and we just open up the country wall, and then we are where we are today. So we test a few topics, and we realize like, okay, we just like talking about everything. We want to shine a light on as much as we can. So that became our thing. So you gotta find your thing. So yeah, finding your thing. But you gotta start to find your thing.
I would say I'll give some technical advice. Sound check, man. Make sure you're doing some good sound checks, especially if you're a podcaster having guests. Invite your guests on ahead of time, so that way you can identify sound issues in on the front end, because you don't want to at the end of the pod now the sound ain't working out, or during the pod you're trying to get started that's not working out, or in post editing you giving yourself like a big headache in terms of having to deal with so much audio issues, whatever the case may be. And that goes for doing things with your guests and just for yourself. There's a lot of cheap options. I know we like to limit ourselves in terms of like, oh, I gotta get this whole bunch of equipment and this expensive and this expensive. To be honest, a lot of our guests and ourselves at one point, it was just like AirPods, MacBook speaker mics. Just test out different things and see what works. Run a little test. Let's say you start a recording for a minute, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be. You just talking just to see if it works, and then you just make sure you plan ahead with your guests. That way you can see how their audio is and makes it a seamless little transition into pattern.
That's big. And sticking on that technical side, internet. If y'all don't know, you could go and Google and just type in internet speed check and just test out your internet, because sometimes shit will be getting wonky, especially if you in a virtual setting for padding. So much different types of stuff could happen because of the lag. It could cause a delay in your voice that causes a shit show for post editing. All types of different technical difficulties could come from that. And then for one, it makes the conversation a lot more difficult to follow and track between all the members and all the people that's doing the pod. So make sure your internet is good. And to be fair, the VI internet ain't been performing too bad, especially compared to the States, because we had people from the States, even websites that had internet issues. So don't come for the VI when it comes to the internet, all right? And I ain't a VI, and for the most part, my internet been Gucci.
All you need is one of these, man. I know a lot of y'all have one of these. For the listeners, this is a phone. You don't even have to have a laptop. For example, far right plug Riverside. Riverside operates off an app. You could literally use your phone and your phone mic. Your phone, a lot of phones these days are 4K, so you could do that. So don't let that be an excuse for you starting. Just jump in and start to do it. And just like we talked about with the consistency, don't worry too much about the numbers at first. You gotta realize that you just jumping in. You have a lot of your first listeners or watchers probably gonna be your friend group. You know what I'm saying? But just focus on creating quality content, like quality pods, quality conversations, and just be consistent and consistently market yourself. Use the avenues, TikTok, Facebook, different things. Find whichever platform works for you the best and work that niche, and just continue to research and just find ways to grow. Like don't stunt on the research. Reach out to people, ask for advice, go on YouTube, figure out what creators is doing these things the way you want to do it. When it comes to stuff like names and stuff, don't really harp on that too much, man. You can always change that in the middle of your part of what the case may be. The main thing, like Farah said the first time, is just get started. Don't give yourself any limiting beliefs. I have half of us they ain't had no bad camera, as I could see. Brian got a bad camera today. I watching the camera like, yeah, this thing here looking real nice and clean. So upgrade as you go. Upgrade as you go, man. Pour a little budget aside for your little upgrades. You know what I'm saying? You might have to start off with little low budget upgrades, and then as you go on, you start getting to the bigger upgrades and you get some body equipment and stuff. So that's why.
Before we move on, I don't know if I had mentioned this in our part before, but some old names that I was running through in my brainstorming. If anybody want to take it and go on with it, you clear to go with it. All right. So here's some of the names. Quite frankly,
That's a good name for a segment. I think we want to pull that one back for a segment. Yeah. I'm notching that one there. That's a good one for a segment.
All right. So y'all can't take quite frankly. That's ours. All right. Raw realities. Truth hurts. Honestly speaking, you know what? You serious? With a question mark. Come on. Real revelations. Straight up or straight up.
Pause. I had one that you said that I feel would be good for an all girl pod. Go back 2 names back.
Truth hurts. Honestly speaking, no. You know what? You serious? Question.
Honestly speaking, I think honestly speaking, I can see some of your ladies like, you know what? Honestly speaking, and then start dropping some, Yeah, I could see that one.
And then the last one would be raw perspectives.
Ooh, raw perspective.
I ain't had no name. Shout out to Fire Record. I ain't had no name. When I know I had my personal pod, my shit was vibing with Web. That's all I came up with, and that's why we're going to stick with. I said, listen, we can write this last name. You understand?
Hey, that's again a name that you pour out like a shot glass of a cognac. And ladies and gentlemen, vibing with Web.
You know what I'm saying? But
an ice jingle in a glass. Dude, come on. Oh, you didn't know he bid on this episode.
But with this long hiatus, guys, I can't call it a hiatus because y'all know we've been doing lives and things like that. But with this long break, 3, 4, 5 weeks between posting for our Sunday specials, a lot of stuff been happening in the world. I mean, you had Diddy and his shit. You had a whole lot of different stuff, but right now, what's going on? I don't know. Who knows Young Philly? I even forget the group that he part of.
A lot of different groups.
Pretty funny guy. Him and Chunks is usually who are always together. But right now, this man is in some serious legal issues in Australia. For SA allegations from multiple SA allegations with the same person. So he's stuck in Australia. He cannot leave. He has strict regulations and restrictions. He has to report to the court every single day. So until that's wrapped up, he will be in Australia. Whether he's found guilty or not, it's still alleged. Of course, you have some of his fans for him, some against. You know how that goes. People are already creating their own stories without the facts. But I can't. I on nor side. I just waiting for the truth. I was also a fan of the guy, but we'll see what's up with when the truth comes out, man.
I want to say something.
Let me hear you, because I guess a lot to say.
This ain't really towards the his situation per se, but just in general when it comes to these things. Meaning a lie, and this is just me speaking in general. This is an alleged situation. I don't know if it's true or not, but I want to say for these celebrities, once you get to a certain level, that it's roughing, it's rough, because you really kind of have a target in your back where it's you can't do nothing. And that's not me saying you should be able to do those. I mean, in general, you can't really do anything. And sometimes you could really be living your life and some of these things just pop up, because there is cases where it's not true. Like I said, I don't really know too much about this. When y'all bring it up, to be honest, it's the first time that I hearing of it. But just made me think about it where it's a lot of responsibility and a lot of things come with fame. I know once I get to that level, I'm leaving a lot of the woman alone, listen. No cap.
Hmm.
Because yeah, like it'll really get tricky. We know what kind of world we're living in now. Sometimes it's
Yeah,
real as accusations, fast as you never know what really going on. Then the public, like for example, in his situation, let's say he does turn out to be not guilty. For a
Mhm.
lot of people, they don't write this man off. Like the not
right,
guilty verdicts and
right.
these things ain't gonna have the fame like the guilty verdicts and usually have. So for a lot of like, regardless, he gonna come out of there with some scars. You know what I'm saying? He might lose a lot of fan base. He might lose a lot of respects, and that's whether or not it's true. Now, if it's true, of course, we want him held to the highest level of the law, whatever the case may be. But I just thinking about the other side of it, where it's like, wow, it's really rough being in spotlight, man.
Yeah, honestly, and in the cases where it is false allegations and things like that, that sometimes that's completely destroys people's careers. So, I like you said, I mean, if he is guilty, under the jail you go. But for in those situations where people are falsely accused, especially those that's famous, because look at this. What if this man is, if it's found to be false allegations, charges dropped, and all this, the amount of things that he done lose in that
Right.
in this interim, the collabs, the lineup for shows, the sponsorships, the endorsements, all of that, people done pull it a plug. So it would still, of course, be super rough, regardless of the decisions of the court, regardless of what takes place from this case. It's still
Facts.
fucked up on its end. So, Brian, you said you had a lot to say.
Yeah, I was just taking in everything you guys were saying. I agree with you guys. Like, one started, like, disclaimer. Like far I said, if found guilty, under the jail you go. We don't vibe with that nonsense, right? But just taking a step back, like what you were mentioning, Web, like, oh, far one of the two of you guys, I zoned out from eyes. I was just listening, but I think it was you, Fire. You mentioned it's so fast how before a verdict has been landed that how people will run away from you. Like you have the plague. Like everything was dropped, shows was cancelled, deals were pulled, and this was in a matter of what, a week or two from the allegation being posted. I don't know when it made it to the media. I'm just saying from when I became aware of it. And besides like the money and the jobs that you may miss out on, to me, one thing that like hurts the most is when if you're found innocent and it was a false allegation, is the last thing you may have in terms of your personal relationship between your friends and your family, because
Hmm.
they just like us, they don't know the truth. They may be try to like build on your character, like, man, I hope you didn't do it, I hope you didn't do it, but like deep down they gonna still have that one that, like, I know this man, I don't think he did this, but I can't be seen with you in the event that you did do this, because then I don't want to be associated with that.
Okay, with our
But
vibes,
you're
yeah.
still my friend, like there for you, but I can't be there for you publicly. So that'll hurt on two ends, because if you
Right.
truly turn out to be found innocent, it's like you're gonna watch the people that were closest to you, like, you didn't even stand by me, but they was like they stood by you, but just in silence because they couldn't outspeak, because they still have that chance. Because it always comes to that thing is like, wow, when somebody is found guilty, like people always say, wow, couldn't believe it, I didn't know this man was like that, I didn't expect it. So you don't want to bet on that. It's really like a 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a weird position he in right now. And if he do it, I ain't feel nothing for you, bro. Like that's your decision. You don't gotta pay for that. But in terms of the friendship that you had, like you mentioned, Faraka, I'm a fan of the comedy report in the UK for quite some time. Like, I've been following them from when they've been doing the little YouTube channel. He and Chunks. I honestly wish Chunks are rub off on this guy a little bit more.
Hmm.
Chunks more resolved, a little more religious. He been telling him to get out in clubs and not hype life because they making money. And like you said, Web, when you making money, you become a target. And recently, I watched an interview, not an interview, like a sit down to one of them conventions they had in New York. I don't know if it was Content Con. I don't crucify me if I get a name wrong. I think the guy, Tyler Williams, current star, Abbott Elementary, mentioned, for content creators and people coming up. Enjoy the time when people don't know you, when you could just make mistakes. And when you make it big, all eyes on you, you can't afford to fail at nothing. If you can't ride a bike and you fall along, they're gonna make a big deal to the war. For a big man from Country Podcast can't even ride a bike, they're gonna clown you. You know what I'm saying? Farai can't ride a bike, that's disclaimer.
You can't ride a bike for real?
That reminds me of a story, man. I could ride a bike for those that doubting me right now. Come on now. Come on, god damn. But when I went to UF, just a little sidebar, my son. My mother come up with me and we are buying a bike because UF is a big campus, you check. And I know you typically catch shuttles and stuff like that. So we are buying a bike. But I mean, I was rusty, so I didn't ride a bike in a good few years. So when I first get on the bike, I was looking a little shaky on my balance and everything. I was there at Walmart, and when I make the U-turn and come back, man, you should see my mother's face. The level of concern on her face, like you sure you want us to return that because you looking at a little jokey right now. Yeah, that's my little story. But that bike did serve me very well for my first semester of school.
That's the kind of vibes, man. Like so.
But yeah, what we're gonna say, because unless you're gonna say something just now.
No. That was the end of my chain, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot of people saying that this man is a hell of an asshole in real life, very arrogant, and also he can seem quite aggressive with women. A lot of people have been saying that those that know him outside of his friends groups and has been out in public settings with him, they do say he's quite an asshole. He's pretty mean.
But that's our next thing for the topic, the man. Like when something bad happened about you, that's when people gonna point out all the little stuff that you've been doing. Like, you know,
everything. They're looking at every episode. They're like,
just in an argument. Like, yeah, man, I remember being in the bar and Brian was getting very rowdy. They don't know that, you know, I gave the bartender 50, looking back for 20 change, and the man give me back a S. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I had to rile up, but you're gonna be taking out the content. So I ain't getting between us. So I don't know this
very
man.
true.
So I ain't putting my head on the chopping block for him. All I'm saying is, I'm gonna stay quiet till he guilty. He guilty. I ain't gonna lose no sleep over it. You know what I'm saying? If he innocent, I ain't lose no sleep over it.
Which brings me to our next UK pod. I forget them dude name, man. It's you know who I'm talking about?
Shits and gigs?
Yeah, Shits and Gigs.
Them's my guys.
Shits and Gigs. I love them guys. They are funny. But a few weeks back, and this probably even been before we went on our hiatus. I can't enter hiatus, so don't correct me. But yeah, these guys apparently they was on a podcast. I am forgetting that guy's name as well. Where he was making a lot of
the guy with it
about
with the
mustache. Yeah, the racist mustache.
Yeah.
What you said his name was?
Andrew Schultz. Yeah, comedian.
Yes. Andrew Schultz. He was making a lot of side comments about black women. I think he asked them like the type of woman, the type of woman that they usually go for, that they like, and saying that they probably don't go for black women because they very rowdy, very aggressive, this and that, a headache, stressful, stuff like that. And the guys they laugh at his jokes. But my gosh, I feel like people took it to a high extent, man. I feel like people took it a little too hard to reach to the canceling point. I didn't think that it was as serious as that. I mean, they just laugh at a joke, and that joke, a lot of black women do carry themselves in that aggressive manner. That is why this stereotype exists. It's not there because of no reason. I mean, of course, the media plays a role in it, the angry black woman, but a lot of people do a great job fitting that fucking role. And I mean, and not just black women. When it comes to stereotypes about black people, especially black Americans, we do a great fucking job fitting that exact role, and then get so offended when somebody bring it up. We do a great job, and not saying everybody does it.
No. I ain't agreeing against you. You know, I just feel like they just pick and choose when they want to get rowdy. In terms, not rowdy in terms of what he was talking about, but I'm talking about for when they want to cancel people. Because it's not the first time I hear this man make that joke. And they ain't
He
the
make them
first.
jokes all the time.
But
Yeah, they ain't the
Shaw's
first.
a crazy man. Like.
He done make them jokes all the time with a partner from the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne.
Charlemagne,
All
yeah.
the time. I just feel like, they thought these guys were a little softer, so they were like, easier target. But I like the way they handle themselves. They didn't really feed into it. They apologize. They didn't really comment on it. They get like a little chuckle, and they were these man neck. So it'll be like a funny story. You could help me on that web. Like when people decide, like this the hill they want to damn. Like it's been said before. It's been said because they tried to say it was because they're black men and they didn't defend the women in the face of, I guess, Andrew Schultz, being a white guy. But then why they didn't come after Charlemagne? Because Charlemagne who encouraged those jokes more than ever. Like they man is buddies.
First of all, I don't care for this cancel culture shit at all. And
Nah.
we the complain, but like there'll be same people in the doing all the canceling, complaining about people being soft and this. But I mean, we the same people trying to cancel. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember. Well, I seen a little bit article of it. I don't really went and watch exactly like what that man was saying, or whatever the case may be. Time I hear that Andrew Schultz part, I don't know what time this man is very, very controversial. But he's a comedian. And I have seen the man do good things as well. And like I say, people ain't gonna highlight those kind of things. So if you want to be mad about it, me ain't gonna blame you and say don't be mad about it. But just start watching the man.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, to be honest, I don't self like Pana and them. To be honest, I do not like these man content. Being a lie is very
Them man,
seldom.
I don't think it
I
as
see
real content.
I
I just
like.
see it as jokes, the man. Like
But
that was
that's
like
what I mean. Like to me personally, and this ain't no diss to the man. Them, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. Them man give me like the Office kind of vibes, and I hate the Office. I do not like watching the Office.
Nah. Pause before we get
Damn.
canceled. You just
Yeah,
we
damn.
don't gotta edit that there, brother. What?
Hate the Office, bro.
This is not a come true statement.
This is
God.
not a come true
Damn.
opinion. This
Yeah,
is a
Deshaun Webb.
singular Webb's opinion.
God
Deshaun
damn.
Webb,
The Office is
hate
gold,
the
bro.
No, right.
Like
Hate it,
true,
bro.
come
Hate it,
on,
bro.
man.
That kind of humor is just not for me. So like,
Nah, but to me, ain't humor, man. I feel like what back in 2010, we had decided to start a pod when we used to be trolling on via Twitter. I feel like we'd have been bigger than them, man, because it's just rattling off the same jokes and reacting to it. I feel like we were making better jokes on the stuff that they
some of the
put out.
advice to be corny, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, me giving them enough promotion. Moving on.
I think we don't overdo it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, look past things and go past. No, if it's some real hurtful things, but like Far I said, like a lot of these stereotypes, we fit it, man, and we got to realize the context in some of these things. It's jokes. Like we can't try to police comedians. No, if man's on a regular platform, just having a regular discussion and doing these things, I would say now we hold a little bit more weight. But this is jokes. I watch Schultz root up everybody. Everybody to get. If you have a stereotype, you gain it, including his own people, including everybody gain it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm pretty sure if I was to go dive, them same youth man, them get some content on it too. You know what I'm saying? So let's not. I don't like the pick and choose kind of vibes, man. Crucify me if I want this season too. I don't really give a shit, man. I talking my shit all season.
Except for the Office thing, guys. Please forgive him. He
like
just doesn't know what he's talking about. You don't know
that's
good
right.
comedy.
My thing ain't for me, brother. I can't do it.
And I find it extremely crazy that people they really take it to heart when comedians speak. Like you go up to a stand-up comedy and man trying to have you burnt at the stake for jokes. Jokes. At the end of the day, comedians,
I don't understand why those people don't go to the shows.
Is off the table. Literally nothing is off the table. That man would joke about anything. You could be a cancer patient right now. You could be in your last 2 weeks of living and you wanted to go to a show and they would crack jokes on your ass. They don't care. It's the point.
Gonna laugh you
it's
right
part
into
of
your
the
grave.
culture. If they was to adhere to all of these societal rules,
then boring
comedy would be dead. So
then boring.
Stay home. We're not trying to have you kill comedy. People that catch feelings. It's
stay
jokes.
home and don't listen. That solves all your problems. If you don't like something, turn it off. Click next.
I agree.
Block the content.
You in control of your own environment. Like I said, some issues need to be addressed. Some issues need to be changed. But I mean, when it comes to comedy, man, then I'm gonna rock out and I just stick on.
I do wish that we could keep that same energy just across the board. I mean, at the end of the day, freedom of
Facts.
speech is freedom of speech. You're sensitive, you're sensitive. Go home and deal with your personal problems. People should be able to say what they want, and some of the repercussions for some of for what you say for certain things and certain subjects, the repercussions is ridiculous.
That's why I think
Ridiculous.
I don't even blame the people that are saying something. To me, it's like the repercussions that come with it. Like it's not that
It,
serious now.
it's the extremes people to take certain things to.
Yeah,
The sensitivity level is crazy, man. It's crazy. You can't say certain things if you can't saying certain things. Obviously, white people saying the N word and things like that. Those extreme cases, but I mean, LGBT community, you can't say nothing about them.
hey, Father,
Especially
hey,
please, I
Father,
know
hey, be
I'm not saying
careful.
nothing. I ain't saying nothing about them, because we know how the
Moving
culture
on, moving
is.
on,
But
moving on.
the sensitivity around a lot of these subjects is a little too sensitive, guys. It's a
The, the,
little
re-
too sensitive.
the reality
People are
of
in
it
charge
is
of their own emotions. Moving
the
on.
reality. The reality of it is we have come true. So we come on this platform to talk about truth. It might be a chance where we're gonna be the same ones them under fire. Let me tell you, I stand on
It's
why I
bound
say.
to
Now, if I
happen.
wrong, I wrong. If I wrong, I wrong. But if me wrong,
Mhm.
it'll be a little tough to get a apology out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I
Right.
get it, but you might not like my apology. Unless I really wrong. If I wrong, I will give you. I will say wrong. You know what I'm saying? Me scared to be wrong. But certain things, I'm not gonna apologize if me and you don't agree on something. Like,
Mhm.
like okay, I stand on why I stand. You know what I'm saying? If you feel offended by that, I mean, why would I apologize for you feeling offended when my intention was not to offend? I may say that my intention is not to offend, but I might stand on why I stay.
And that brings me to a super backtrack all the way back to the advice for
Mhm.
people that's starting up a pod. Be yourself, be
Facts.
real, be authentic. All right. You not saying don't hold your tongue on topics and be crazy and get yourself deleted off of all the internet. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying to be yourself. If you have an opinion, you think you're right, don't just switch up just because it's what people want to hear. All right, be yourself,
And
please.
and if anything, if you do want some advice on how to stay a little safe, unless you really plan to get into it and you know what you're talking about, just veer a little bit away from politics and religion. Them two will get you caught up a lot of times. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Them two gonna put people on hate trains and get you caught up. So unless those gonna be your platform, that's what your thing. Like, yeah, man, I come here to talk politics. I come here to talk religion. Sometimes if that's not your thing, sometimes it may be better to just stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, ain't everything you have to say. That's one thing. Have discretion. You could be
Right.
yourself and leave out certain things because it's just not worth it. Everything ain't worth it to talk about. There's things I could come on here and talk about all the time, but sometimes it's just like, nah, I ain't really chasing a viral clip and put myself in jeopardy or some kind of
And
thing. That being said, I don't hold my tongue. If we're talking about it, if I ask a question about it, I might give a comment, but I may not say everything.
yes,
Respect,
sir. Yes,
respect.
sir. You have anything else y'all want to mention before we close this out? It's a very brief
Um,
episode, guys.
It's season 2, and I know the biggest question you guys have: who are we? Fari, who are
Man,
you?
I just kidding. As y'all know, my name is Tafari Nelson. I am the son of a past senator, Senator Positive Nelson. Um, I am also the father of two beautiful kids, Nami
Aw.
and Tafari Jr. TJ, that we call him. I am the husband of my lovely wife, Maya. I am a mechanical engineer by school. I'm an engineering project manager now. I also have my degrees in applied mathematics and physics as well.
Mhm.
Um, what else? I'm a photographer, far right images. A lot of people don't know that far right images that I created far right images. I don't like to say that I am far right images because I like to separate. But my name is Tafari, and the name does stem from Farai, my nickname. Most people growing up call me Tafari, so I guess that's why a lot of people don't associate that name with Farai. Farai. But yes, Fire Images, that's one of my babies. I also do podcasting, as y'all know, and as y'all see. What else I do? I play steel pan. I haven't played in a while. I actually
Sell the
I
pan.
sell my steel pan to Abby. You check. I want the culture to stay alive, and I don't necessarily care to play out for the public. Abby does. He did damage his steel pan, so I thought that it was the right thing to do. But goddamn, I've been missing my pan. Oh my gosh, I can't lie. I'll have to buy one in the future. But and that's a little brief rundown of who I am, what I do.
Go ahead, Brad. Go ahead, Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Nice to know you, Fari. I mean, Fari.
Nice to know you.
Nah, I was never one of those people that call this man Fari because the man introduced himself as Tafari when I first met him back in 8th grade. So I just never called him Tafari, I called him Fari. And it was simple to not make the mistake. Who am I? I don't even know who I am. Some days I is Brian, some days I is Peter, some days I is Paul, some days I is Phil. That's why I have a lot of aliases because it depends on why I wake up and who I feel like. So just call me Mr. P. So it just fits all my aliases. But if we're not cool, let that call me Brian because you're not friends and company. Anyways, Brian, I just that guy, man. Before I get a lot of accolades, so I guess we want to start with school. I got a degree or two. One of them is in chemistry. Yeah, it's a chemist. I got a degree in chemistry the same time Breaking Bad was coming out, so everybody really thought I was going to come out to be a Walter White. Not yet. I'm just kidding. That was my past. I also have a degree in what is that? Process technology. I did that for that's the sake of when I was working in a refinery, kind of had some free time, so I just said, let me pick up another degree. Why not? Employment. I'm an environmental project manager. So I deal on the environmental side. I'm very green, so as you can see, I care about the environment. One of the co-hosts for Come True Podcast. Keep these guys in check, keep them humble, except for Webb, he luxurious and things. The owner of Topsoil Landscaping, so any of your landscaping needs, you could also hit me up. I'm a son, I'm a lover. He's just a cool guy, so that's everything about me. Webb,
All right.
Mr. Luxurious. Let me get a drum roll for this guy.
Nah, man. Little thing. My name is Deshaun Webb. I'm a suburban dude. Nah, man. My name is Deshaun. Do a little thing here and there, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I am a father, 2 beautiful girls. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, mean, big degrees like my partners, you know what I'm saying? But I do have 6 marketing certifications. I am a certified Scrum Master. I get some background in marketing and sales. Right now, we're in school for media and communications. Recently, as of recent, I just been given the opportunity to be able to speak in schools for talking about mental health. So I'm a big mental health advocate. I would say at that point I'm a public speaker because I get paid to do that. So what else outside of that, man? I could say I'm a real estate investor. We do have a rental property on the board. So that's pretty dope. But I'm an entrepreneur, man. Look out for content. You can find me Deshaun Webb on our platforms. Content coming soon. We've been working hard. I'm a reader, so you can see that I read and content. I'm a host on the Come True. Shout out to the team. And we just good community guys, man. We are dudes that's trying to do something within our community, trying to be a voice in our community. My end goal for me personally is to be a public speaker, to be able to influence the masses, to change their lives in positive aspects. I actually pay credit to I did that. Yeah, we do some things, man. We did.
Yeah, I was about to say you.
How this
You got
man
a
skip
lot.
a whole
That was a whole part of his
section
life.
of his life?
I ain't gonna lie,
This
you know,
man
I
skip
skip
a
a lot. You know.
whole
Some
section.
people know me as flat out fitness. I had that business at one point. That was
Flat out fit.
successful.
I think he's the only one who still wear that shirt, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, man,
Everybody
Hey,
went school where Webb went. He skipped that whole part of his life. He trying to delete that
oh
out his
shit!
mind.
Yeah,
This
I'm a
man
what?
went in the military for
Wow, that's
umpteenth amount of
crazy.
years and was
Delete
tasked.
that whole.
Yeah. I'm definitely like 12. I think this year would I make 12 year. Nah, 11 or 12. One of them, man, military veteran. That's for sure. I don't put that behind me, man. I don't talk about that. But yeah, I'm an Air Force veteran. We done been around a little bit. We done deployed to Iraq. We done seen some things. So we've been outside a little bit, man. We've been outside. Now I'm out. I'm a civilian now, just doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy though. I did forget about that. I did forget about
A
that.
blur, like them past 10 years, they wash out that yo.
But that's the team, man. That's the team for those
Yes, sir.
who don't hear on us talking shit, who hear us talk good things, who hear us crack joke, who know us from high school as the man them that used to drink and do a whole bunch of foolishness that everybody to paint me the ringleader of, but that was not the case.
That's these two
yeah.
Yeah, this man was a bad influence for real, brother.
Well, now, man, we are people that we are prime examples of people that had fun, a lot of fun, but still take care of business at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Me and
Amen.
Hard and the team outside of this very successful young man. So we don't talk from a place of just shit we seen on the television or on the social medias.
We're not bums out here, man.
You know what I'm saying? We're doing some things, man.
And that's contrary to the belief. Remember, just up for a career there. Perfect example.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Gotta look for that
I
picture.
wonder if I
They're
can
gonna be
find that
somewhere
picture.
around here.
We gotta put that
drop
picture
it.
up. We
Yeah, we
legit,
will.
guys. Well, all three of us and Kenrick, we legit dress up as homeless bums for career day. I got in. I guess people understand that I am a respectable academic scholar.
Yeah, I game because I know the dark.
These guys, wherever you get held, I think Kenrick get held.
Yeah.
Every bum that
for a hot minute.
Can I have to
I
come
think
for
her
me?
name was assistant principal Richards. She was like, "Oh, this is what you think is a mockery." This and that. I
he
was
did
like,
not like that.
let's look at that in the eyes, and I was like, "This, man."
That my mother didn't
You don't know
want
the
to drop me
outcome
to
that
school, bro.
anybody
I
will
had to walk down the road and Kendrick come to pick me up to take me to school, bro. My mother, for those who don't know, my mother is just around. My mother is Miss Smith, Mr. Holloran. For those who know as Miss Holloran, Miss Smith, the principal. My mother was not in that with me. I was a real rebellious child at sometimes. My mother said she is not dropping me school as no bum, dressed up as no bum. So I say, you know what? I get in school as a bum. I was determined. So I called my partner, walked down the road, and make this man drop me to come pick me up and carry me to school to be a bum.
Now, firing what I was supporting. Can you remember picking him up from Woodson?
Yeah, I don't recall.
Yeah,
But she didn't make it a big deal. I think she had just asked me like, why would I want to be a bum for career day? And I say, I mean, come on, why not? Why not?
Me and Brand,
you don't know what life gonna bring you.
Brand, or me and Kenrick try to sell it, talking about for some people, this is where they end up. You know what I'm saying? It's cool because we still good students that are gonna change our lives around. We just try to sell this stupid ass story so that we could get in school just as bum. We talking about. I hope we get a picture on people's side. We talking about.
We have
like,
to
tear up pants and man put hole in old shoe and them thing. Like,
it was. I think for sure, can he have the picture for sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna take that right now.
We definitely gonna locate that. But with that, man, I gonna close us up with my boy Fire. Right, close. What's coming? We're gonna talk about what's coming for Come True.
Let's do that.
For I guess for the YouTube viewers and the Spotify listeners, I know my uncle them reached out and was like, "Yeah, what's going on with the YouTube means, videos." But some people do just watch the YouTube. We do have a live on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We have a live on Facebook. That's every Tuesday. The open platform for people to come and join the conversation, talk about whatever you want. So that's one thing that's going to continue to grow, and we're going to do different things with it, hopefully. It's season 2 now, so everything is a new look. Merch, like Tafari said earlier. Merch is coming out.
That man don't respect you.
I fix it quick, man. I fix it quick. Don't cancel me. See?
That's true. That's true.
Cancel this man firing.
But new merch coming out. Some dope collabs coming out. I might see some more collabs and some more event. I think we start getting to some event. Start hosting some little small things and
the guest list aren't even ready for it, man.
Oh yeah,
Just-
again the guest list. Reach out on Facebook, reach out on the YouTube, reach out wherever, and get on the guest list, man. It's not like before we ain't had no guests. Now we get a lot of things we're trying to do, a lot of people we're trying to reach out to. So definitely. I think that's the main things that we're doing right now.
Yep. Some things are going to be up in the future. Can't talk about yet. And yeah, expect the unexpected in the future. Come through, going plan on coming through and staying true. You check.
Facts.
So
Once again, shout out to all the fans, all the people who comment, all the people who share, all the people that reach out, anybody that's supporting, all the subscribers, all the listeners. Please, if you're watching, like, share, subscribe. It moves mountains. Even just one like could do a lot for the algorithm. One share, one comment, even if it's just to say it's dope, even if it's to say, hey, I do not agree with this stance. I did not like this episode. If it's, you know what I'm saying? If it's some constructive criticism, don't hold your tongue. I know some people like to reach out to us in our personal phone lines. Hey, just comment it, man, because sometimes the public want to see some of these discussions. The public want to see some of the criticism, and it may help for other people.
So with that, I'ma say peace over the heart. Thanks for
Blessing.
coming through, and welcome to season 2.